Hello and welcome into the Jefferson Madrigs Fantasy Podcast, the pod on a mission to normalise 8-team leagues. I'm Pete McManus and I'm joined by both H and Ian. The band are back together again for the first time in about a month, it feels like. So how are we, boys? We all right?
Yeah, all good, yeah. I think it is about a month, isn't it?
Yeah. Back together for my favourite week of the year. I like week 30. Well, not necessarily week 13. I like Thanksgiving week.
Thanksgiving.
Fantasy football's still relevant. Everything's still to play for. There's no buys.
No buys. That's crucial.
Yeah,
no buys.
I'm fed up of bye weeks at this point. We go back to a couple of buys next week, but there's no buys this week. We get decent football at decent times on Thursday and Friday this week, where we can just focus on one game at a time. So I like Thanksgiving week.
Yeah. Some good games as well. Like really good games on Thursday.
Yeah, we get a bonus Friday night game as well, don't we?
On Friday, yeah.
We'll get to it. I'm not as excited about Friday night, but it's still better than no NFL football on Friday. But yeah, the primetime slate on Thanksgiving slate. There's been so many years where the Lions haven't been very good and it just doesn't look great, but they look like really good games. So yeah, should be good. We'll get to that in a bit. Where should we start this weekend? Can we start? I'm going to start with something a little bit
I would
random.
like to start with something, if I may.
All right, okay.
You ready? How great is it when you see Vontae Adams lined up on the 1 yard line and Matt Stafford's about to take the snap? Just a thing of beauty, innit? He's so good off the line, though. It's just brilliant. I knew that I'd get Pete going. That's all. That's me done. That's my contribution.
In one of our leagues, in one of our redraft leagues, I have both of them. So I've got Kyron and Devontae. So for that one league alone, it gets to the 1 yard line, and I go, "That's a touchdown." I don't know which way it's coming, but I've got a touchdown coming. For all the other leagues where I've got Kyron and I haven't got Davante Adams, it's really, really irritating. Just hand him the ball. Stop trying to make it more complicated than it needs to be.
It's just a thing of beauty. It's like, what is it, like 3 catches for 3 yards, but 3 touchdowns? It's just, yeah. He leads the league in touchdowns, doesn't he, Adams? Is it pass? It might be passing touchdowns, but
he's I think it
receiving touchdowns.
Receiving touchdowns. I think he's on. Is he on track for one? I think he's on track, like basically one a game. Might even be slightly over that after the weekend.
Yeah.
And what I would say, as you brought him up, I think Matt Stafford is fully in the MVP race if he's not leading the MVP race. And I mean, this isn't any big sort of claim, but obviously the Rams are slowly positioning themselves as Super Bowl favorites. And do you know why they positioned themselves? Because Matt Stafford is about the only quarterback of all the teams with a great record that I trust not to have a massive collapse on wildcard weekend or divisional round weekend. And I think when you look at all the teams, whether it's the Broncos, Patriots, Colts, even the Eagles, the Bears, all these teams who've started really well, the Seahawks, you look at the quarterback and go, he could blow up in January. And maybe not the Eagles because Hurts has been there and done it before, but they're not ticking. But Matt Stafford's the one way. If they've got a home advantage all the way through the playoffs, I don't see how they don't make it to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, he's as steady as they come, isn't he? Yeah, he doesn't make mistakes, hardly ever. He's so consistent.
Is it 2 interceptions so far this year? That's it. I think he's on course to break Rodgers' record of 40 passing touchdowns and 5 interceptions. He's on course to beat that, I think. And that was Rodgers' MVP year.
Which he won't get that by handing it off to Kyron Williams, will he?
Yeah,
no, but he's well on the way. He's well on the way to doing that. He should, especially if he wants anything. I mean, if he wants some advice from me, I don't know who they're playing, but especially in weeks 15, 16, and 17, they're the weeks where you should be handing the ball off to Kyron. And in 18, throw a few more touchdowns, and before that, throw a few more touchdowns. But those key weeks, he needs to be giving the ball to Kyron Williams. Just not for any other reason. Just those 3 weeks, please. Yeah, I think the Rams are looking good.
Rams are, yeah.
On every side of the ball.
Yeah. On the flip side of that, and I know you wanted to start off with your own segment there, people. H has derailed us.
Yeah.
But
Sorry.
going from the highs of Matt Stafford, do we feel sorry yet for Geno Smith?
No.
No. Not the slightest.
No.
He was sacked 10 times on Sunday.
The thing was, though, right? There was one play. I think it was maybe the first drive where he just starts berating his O-line. I'm like, what are you doing? Those guys are the ones that are going to stop you from taking the hits. And also, like, he's not exactly
Are they though? Are they really?
Well, he's not even played well this year, though, has he? Like, let's face it, he's been bang. Average has been his best game. Like, he has been shocking. So no, I don't feel sorry for him at all.
When he's taking 10 sacks, you've got to feel a little bit sorry for him.
I won't say it.
I tell you, I don't feel sorry for him. I feel a bit sorry for Raiders fans. I think no, I do, because they had that team stripped away from them in Oakland, moved to Vegas, and then I don't know. They've got no home advantage anymore. They came into this season with Ashton Genty, Brock Bowers. They brought Geno Smith in, and obviously, I don't think anyone was expecting great things from Geno Smith, but they were kind of expecting him to be useful, or like H says, average. All they needed him to be was average. Like I say, when you look across the league at the quarterbacks that are doing it, it wouldn't have surprised you if Geno Smith was putting up an average season, and it's just been terrible. Like they are.
Yeah.
Getting absolutely battered every week at the moment.
What
I was going to start with was we don't often talk about the Browns in season, but I've really got this desire for Shedeur Sanders to succeed now, just because everybody hates him. I really, and I think even the Browns don't like him. I think they it's almost as if I've got to this point where it's almost as if when you think back on the draft, is that they took a quarterback in round 3 and Sanders kept dropping, and it's almost as if they went, we don't really want to take him, but we probably better add in round 5. Then they installed him as QB4. Then he sort of slowly, because everybody else is terrible or has been traded away, he slowly made his way to QB1. And even the coaching staff at the weekend, as soon as they got in the red zone, they're just taking him off the field and going wildcat with Judkins. It's like they don't even want to give him the ball. It's like it's like everybody wants him to fail. And for that reason alone, I just think it would be so funny if the Browns fell into a generational quarterback that they didn't actually want, and he turns out to be brilliant. I think that'd be class.
Would be the Browns thing to do, though, wouldn't it? Like, in all honesty, it would be proper Browns to go, no, he's rubbish, and he turns out to be absolute world class. I feel
like that's the only way.
It wasn't just the Browns that were going, oh, he's rubbish. The entire league went, no, he's rubbish, and his attitude's terrible.
Yeah, that's it. I think I said it on the rookie thing. Like, realistically, coming out of college, he was probably the second best behind Cam Ward. He was closest to Jackson Dart than he was to Cam Ward, in my opinion. But it wasn't that he was a bad quarterback. Like, he showed enough in college for him to be quite high. But the fact is, he got asked, would he go for what was it? Was it the where was he asked to go for an interview, and he just straight up refused. He was like, well, you're not going to draft me because you're too low. So he didn't take the interviews, and it's things like that. And then he came out. I really
hope it was the Raiders. I really hope it was the Raiders.
He came out at the end of the game, didn't he? And he went, that's what I can do with a week's practice. Imagine if you'd given me the season. And I was just like, just be humble. Just go, like.
No, I don't want him to be humble.
Yeah. See, now wouldn't it be funny if Dylan Gabriel comes back this week and he's just straight back into QB1?
Well, yeah.
No, he's already. I heard the coach, and he's already said that he said that Shador Sanders keeps the job because he won, but he didn't seem particularly happy about it. It's almost as if I can't take him out now. I was away this weekend, so I was like trying to keep up with stuff on Sunday. I didn't see as much, but just one last thing on the Browns. One of the clips I did see was his like 50-yard pass completion, which is apparently the longest pass in Browns history, I think, or at least in the season. And the thing that made me laugh was it wasn't anything special. It's something you see in most games all the time. But the look of shock and surprise on Myles Garrett's face on the sideline, it's almost like he's never seen a pass being completed in a game that he's playing in for his team.
To be fair, he hasn't, has he?
No, I was just like, poor bloke's about to smash the sack record and gets no support from the other side of the ball.
Mm-hmm.
We should talk about the Bengals, Ian. Is Joe the boys back this week? You're going to run the table. You're going to beat the Ravens and run the table to finish 9-8.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. We're not even going to beat the Ravens. And to be honest, I think it's fairly ridiculous that we're bringing him back. I mean, I do want to see him.
You've got to try.
I want to see him play. I've missed him. But
you're paying
honestly,
an obscene amount of money, and
which is no good to us if he plays the rest of the season and gets absolutely destroyed. The season's done. We might as well start tanking.
Yeah, but you just
play Flacco. Flacco isn't horrendous. Just play Flacco. If Flacco gets us to the playoffs, then maybe we'll talk about Joe Burrow.
It's just a win.
As a fan base, do you not want to see stars?
I'd rather keep him healthy and have a better year next year.
But
you'll only get into it again next year.
You've got 8 months. You've got 8 months to get rested and healthy again.
No, don't want it.
He'll only get injured again next year because, in all honesty, when was the last time Burrow had a full healthy season? Was it the Super Bowl season?
Yeah.
3
years ago?
Last season. He was healthy last season.
No,
he didn't have the wrist, didn't he?
He had his wrist injury last year.
Yeah.
Last year was like QB1 in fantasy. He can't have had a wrist injury.
Yeah, he was QB1 because he
missed 3 weeks or something last year.
No, I'm not having that.
Okay.
We'll have to Google that one. But
you two keep talking and I'll look it up.
Yeah,
there's at least 2 people listening to this right now screaming at the radios going, Pete's right. You lot are clueless.
And one of those people is your wife. So it doesn't count.
No, she wouldn't be screaming that.
But yeah, as much as I'd like to believe that we're now going to win out for the season and finish 9-8, it ain't happening. It really isn't. Our D is too bad for us to even give us a chance of doing that. And Burrow coming back means that our D can now give up 45 points a game rather than just giving up 35.
How many? There was like 10 goal line stands over the weekend.
Yeah, because we just kept giving away nonsense penalties.
Yeah, but you stood up. That's what matters.
But that's the point. Like our D only turned up within the last 10 yards. It was just mental. It's like, right, you can have 80 yards. Forget it. You can have 80, and we'll stop you at the 10, and you can have your field goals. I'm like, this is just a bonkers way of running a team.
Someone's read that bend, don't break philosophy and gone, all right, we just let them get to the 20 and then go from there. Save our energy. And Joe Burrow played 17 games in 2024, so I'll accept my apologies when you're ready.
Okay, it's 2 years ago then.
Yeah, he played 2022 and 2024. He had full seasons, so maybe he only plays a full season when it's an even year. So next year it's going to fly, be absolutely fine.
The problem is though the defense isn't good enough to stop anyone anyway. So even if it's he sits out the rest of the season because you're paying Burrow, Chase, Higgins the amount of money that you and Henderson the amount of money you're not going to get a defense.
Hendrickson.
Hendrickson, sorry, yeah, not Henderson. Why did I just got Trevion Henderson in my head, don't I?
She's
Yeah,
obsessed.
too. On the subject of Henderson, I'm guessing you watched the Bengals game, Ian.
I did.
Yeah. What do you think of the Patriots? Are they a legitimate 10-2 team, or have they just had a really soft schedule,
Or
both?
Yeah, I can't. You can't really judge that from the one game they had against us, because everyone can have a bad game, and Drake May did. He didn't. It wasn't his normal self, so to speak. Drake May. They are such a puzzle to try and figure out, but I think they are legit, and they're doing it without any real wide receiver one, by sharing the backfield when Ramondre Stevenson plays. It's just a really difficult team to look at and go, yeah, they're going to make it, or no, they're not.
Good on the outside as well.
I have no idea why after the 2 weeks. I mean, we talked about it last week and we said this would happen, but I have no idea after the 2 weeks that Trevion Henderson's just put together back to back, you would even give Ramondre Stevenson the ball. It's just feed the rookie and give the young lad the go. It just makes no sense to me. The 10 sacks. How long we got? I didn't set my timer.
We've blown through the 15 minutes.
Oh, have we? Let's move on then. See, me and H did this the other week, but we didn't have you. So this is on you.
So boring. Oh, we've got to do it now.
Pete,
tell me what you wanted to say.
We've got stuff on film that we can't keep track of time. You should know this by now. So it should be on you as official timekeeper. Right.
Pete, what are we going to say about 10 sacks?
I was just going to... No, I can't say it now because if I say what I was going to say, you'll go on for at least 3 minutes. So I can't.
If I keep it under 2 minutes, say it.
No, there's no way you can do it.
Well, we've wasted a minute discussing how long you get. So it needs to be 1 minute, really.
We'll save it for next week or later in the show. Right, Fantasy Game Day. H bottled out of picking a captain. He went with a captain, and then went, oh, but if you want someone else, just pick someone else, Ian. So who did you pick?
I gave him a choice of 2, and it was because I couldn't decide myself. So I played Game Day this week, and I couldn't decide which one I wanted to captain out of T. Higgins or Chris Olave, and it turns out both were shocking choices. So let's just move it on.
So we didn't win any money.
No, we didn't. So I ended up going with Higgins. The reason I went with Higgins over Olave is that if I'm going to put a receiver in as my captain, I'll always stack him. Because if you believe that receiver is going to be wide receiver 1 for the week, you have to put the quarterback in with him as well, in my opinion. Some people like to hedge the bets and just pick a different QB. But I was more comfortable having Flacco as my quarterback than I was Shook. So that made me lean towards Higgins. And you're right, there wasn't a right answer. I finished 53rd out of 63. So cheers, H.
It doesn't help when Jahmyr Gibbs goes for 55 points, though, does it? Like the amount of people that I've seen double captain Jahmyr Gibbs this week, I was like, oh my word.
I did get a couple of choices right. I had Emmanuel Wilson for 26.5 points.
I had him as well.
Mike Wilson for 21.8. And my tight end was Hunter Henry for 24.5 points.
I went double tight end of Hunter Henry and Tyler Warren. I thought Tyler Warren might have a better game than he did, but it didn't quite work out. But yeah.
So yeah, a shocker. So when the game gets released tomorrow, I believe it's my turn to pick a captain for Pete.
Yeah.
Are we playing Thanksgiving?
Ooh, is that out? It won't be out till tomorrow anyway. Yeah, let's do both. Yeah.
Okay.
I'll pick for you for Thanksgiving.
Okay, nice one. Check our socials to see what we do with that, and obviously use the code JMDFS if you are not signed up yet. Selection Nightmare. Who wants to go first? Should we go with mine first?
Yeah, we can do, mate. Let me get
Mine's an absolute corker. The This is the greatest selection nightmare of all time. So last week I had Montgomery against Rico Dowdle. Ian, you told me to go with Rico Dowdle. H backed that up. That was the right answer. 11.4 from Rico was pretty poor, but it was still better than Monty's 6.7. Apparently, just Gibbs gets the ball all the time now, and Montgomery's dead. This week, I have gone with Keenan Allen against the Raiders or Justin Jefferson at the Seattle. I never thought I'd be putting his name in a selection nightmare at the Seahawks. I don't even know where to start with this. So in the last 4 games with McCarthy, who apparently is now in concussion protocol, so might not even play this weekend. So we might be down to, and Carson Wentz is obviously out for the season. So the Vikings might be down to undrafted rookie
Roma.
Max Brome, something or other.
Roma.
So anything could happen. But when I thought McCarthy was playing, in the last 4 games, since McCarthy came back from injury, Jefferson's had 36 targets, which he's turned into 19 catches and 193 yards. That's less than 50 yards a game and only 1 touchdown in that time. Keenan hasn't been scoring points recently like he did at the start of the season, but he does average 9 targets a game at home, and they are at home to the aforementioned Las Vegas Raiders, who are terrible. So I'm honestly leaning towards Keenan Allen, and it just makes me feel slightly ill.
Well, if it makes you feel any better, Pete, I completely agree with that decision.
That's sickening, isn't it?
Yeah, and like you mentioned, like the stats back it up. He's had 4 bad weeks, and to be honest, the 4 bad weeks he's had are against easy matchups. So you got the Vikings, Titans, Steelers, and Jags. The Raiders are ranked 28th against wide receivers. But if you looking at Keenan Allen's stats, 9 targets a game, 12.6 points, 53 yards, and 4 TDs through the season. It's really easy to look at and go, yeah, it's probably going to get me 9 to 11 points there. And if he gets any more, it's a bonus. He's got a really solid floor. Yeah. But yeah, you mentioned JJ McCarthy, and the decline of Justin Jefferson since JJ McCarthy's taken over has been ridiculous. Like if you look at what his stats are for the season, he's averaging 13.8 points per game, which prior to McCarthy was up at 15.3. Since McCarthy, it's down to 11.
Yeah.
So they play together. His target share has dropped as well. He was looking at 5 targets a game through the season, which was 9 prior to McCarthy taking over and 4 with McCarthy. So it's just an absolute destruction of Justin Jefferson in terms of what the Vikings are throwing at him at the minute.
And this is it. I feel like he can have and I'll see what you think, H. But I feel like he's still got a great game in him, and he's one of, if not the best receiver in the league. But at the Seahawks feels like the wrong place. That's a legitimate defense. So it feels like the wrong place to be taking a gamble on him.
Yeah, I've taken Jefferson out of quite a lot of teams this week. I can't play him anymore. It sounds terrible, but I just can't play him anymore. I've got our main dynasty. I'm playing Lad McConkey over him this week, which, and granted,
that's not the most difficult decision in the world, is it?
That's in my flex spot. But yeah, like I'm really struggling to play Jefferson at the minute. The one thing that I would say, and the only reason that I would eventually maybe go towards Jefferson, is if they pick somebody up in QBs. But even then, I don't think, because if McCarthy's out, they may have to pick somebody up, and it's going to be probably Taylor Heineke or Desmond Ridder off the top of my head. Like one of them will sling it to him. But I have to say, I've got a Keenan Allen as well, which is just bizarre. But yeah, I think Keenan Allen probably has a better game.
All right, Keenan Allen it is. Here we go. I'm benching Justin Jefferson. What a world we live in.
No.
All right, who's up? H, hit us with yours.
Mine is for a flex spot. I've got Stephon Diggs versus the Giants, or I've got Javonte Williams against the Chiefs. And the only reason that this one's probably a little bit of a debate is because obviously Stephon Diggs' matchup is quite a nice matchup, whereas Javonte Williams is in a terrible matchup.
How I think the debate on this is, I think Javonte Williams has got a nice floor, but I don't think he's gonna score very highly, especially in this. This isn't the sort of game he's gonna get a couple of touchdowns in. I think the Chiefs are pretty solid. They will stop the run. They will make Dak throw it, which is probably not a very good idea because Dak's quite good at throwing it. And I think he won't score particularly high. But I think Diggs' range of outcomes is massive. He could score 3 points and could score 23 points. So I think it all comes down to, I mean, I would lean Diggs, but it all comes down to what you need from the rest of. If this is in the same league that you're playing Lad McConkey instead of Justin Jefferson, then just take the Williams points and move on. But if you need points from this position, I think you've got to go with Diggs.
It's a slightly better one. I've got Chase and Jackson Smith and Jigba as the two receivers in it.
I'm going to say this probably doesn't matter then.
Yeah, let's move on. Because Chase, we didn't talk about this. We'll get onto the Bengals Ravens maybe in a bit more detail. But with T Higgins out, Jamar Chase is going to get 20 targets this week, so he's fresh. He's ready to go.
Oh, yeah. It's a short week, innit? Yeah, of course he will be.
They've already declared him out. It was a massive hit as well.
Yeah,
and he was out
playing
cold.
on Sunday. Unless he's playing on Sunday with Joe Burrow, then
at the park.
Yeah. Ian, do you disagree?
No, I completely.
You don't care.
No. It doesn't matter, but yeah, Diggs is playing a worst team in the NFL against receivers. Javonte is playing against the third best team versus the run. So even from a matchup perspective, it's all Diggs. Javonte's floor is much higher. He's getting more work. Javonte's getting 14 more touches a game than Diggs, which is ridiculous. Javonte also has 5 more TDs on the year. But like you said, Pete, I'm going with Diggs. The Chiefs have coming into this game having just shut down Jonathan Taylor, MVP candidate, containing to just 66 yards off 19 touches. So I don't think they're going to have any issue getting hold of Javonte. So I'd roll with Diggs.
Cool.
Nice.
Ian?
Yeah. What did I have last week, Pete?
It was Chase Brown versus Karen, and I got it bang on.
You did.
Yes, it was Chase. I have written that down. It was Kyron who got 5.8 against Chase Brown, who got 15. And I said go with Kyron, which I stand by was still the right decision. And H wrongly said go for Chase Brown, who might have got 9.2 more, but probably not. So should have stuck with Kyron.
All right, well, this week I am between Deebo Samuel and DeAndre Swift.
So I'm going to lean
terrible.
quite. Yeah,
So
I'm going to lean quite quickly with this one and say Deebo because DeAndre Swift got pulled from the game this week for having his fumble, and I don't think he returned. And Monong and I literally just took over the backfield. I've seen that Monong snap count has gone up and up and up. I mentioned him a few weeks ago as well. But Deebo has the games where he will hit you with 20 points. I think he did it last week. I think he's done it 2 other times. He's involved in both the pass and the run game, and I think he's worth the stab in the dark rather than DeAndre Swift, who I don't think is very good, but I never have thought that. So
even against the Broncos,
yeah, because he's likely to be the one that goes up against Moss, who we know loves a good hold. he's not. I don't think he'll go up against
That does nothing for fantasy points, just so you know.
yeah, no, but
you don't get points for PI.
He's more likely to get the targets over McLaurin because McLaurin's going up against Pat Satan.
Yeah, fair enough.
I think that's a slightly easier matchup for Debo, and I like I said, I just don't rate Swift.
Okay.
I do like that you should start him because the defender's going to hold him, though. That's a great call.
I didn't actually say that. You're just twisting my words.
What's behind door number 3? Because I don't like either of these options.
I think behind door number 3 is just an empty flag spot.
Is there not like a Brian Robinson or like Blake Corum or something that might pop up with a touchdown?
It probably is on waivers.
I don't like either of them. If it makes your life easier, I'll just agree with H and then blame him next week when it goes wrong. Because I wouldn't. When I saw this, I was like, I wouldn't play Debo in that matchup. And then I saw who the option was. I was like, well, I wouldn't play Swift in that matchup either.
So is it pick up Devin Neal off waivers and play Devin Neal?
Yeah, stick him in. I would, if you had to go between these two, I want to say Swift, but I'm with H. I would lean Debo on the basis that one play could make it happen, and the Broncos have been giving up plays, whereas I think the Eagles, even if Swift does get the ball, which H is right, Mononga's usage is going up all the time. He's got to pull off a big play to match Debo, and I don't think he's got it in him.
No, okay then. Cheers, guys.
Right, who are we keeping an eye on this week?
Well, I'll go first because we've already mentioned him, and it's Joe Burrow.
Yeah,
because I've said I don't want to see him, but I'll be happy seeing him. So I'll be happy seeing Joe Burrow back playing. He gets me excited. It makes me want to watch the Bengals again. However, I do think it's a lost cause.
I don't. The Ravens aren't playing great. So maybe, I agree. I like that call. I think what would be interesting is to see whether if he comes back and he's hobbling around or doesn't quite look right, then your point is completely proven. That it's like, why have you thrown him out there? Whereas if he comes back and looks like prime Joe Burrow with a bit of just needs a bit of rust knocking off, then I at least see the reasons. I'm going with Caleb Williams because I've not really had a chance to sit down and watch him. And obviously, 8:00 kickoff on Friday night against the Eagles, and I feel like the Bears have been winning a lot of games recently. That they all seem to be one-score games, and he's putting up. And everything I'm hearing is he's doing good things within those games. I think this is a proper test for the Bears. So for that reason, I'm quite looking forward to it.
I think Caleb Williams just loves playing the AFC North teams.
I actually think he's played really well. From the games that I've seen, I think he's been really good this year. It surprised me a little bit. But yeah, he's been good. I've gone with a little bit of a wild one. I've gone with Cam Ward, who's had 2 of his best weeks back-to-back from his bye. So he went for 13 points against the Texans, but then 24 points last week. I just want to see if his growth is worth kind of keeping him in Dynasty in a lot of leagues that I picked him up in.
I would keep hold of him. They're a mess. That doesn't mean they're not gonna not be a mess next year, but they're a proper mess this year.
Yeah, they've looked better the last couple of weeks, and just intrigued by him.
I do like that because Cam Ward had one of his best weeks without Calvin Ridley and Iomino.
Yeah.
Well, I'm jumping around a bit. We're skipping to wide receiver. I put Xavier Restrepo as the wide receiver because I know he only had 2 catches on 6 targets, but they don't have anybody else for him to throw the ball to. So I was like, he could be a late season bit of gamble in fantasy to kind of go, actually, they haven't got anyone else. He's got a bit of a connection with Cam Ward from college or high school or
Miami
school or nursery or whenever it is they play together. So it's like there might be something there. So I think he's worth keeping an eye on.
Yeah. You've thrown Ian off. He can't even think. He's like, why are we on receivers now?
Well,
trying to link it together.
Yeah, I want to see Michael Wilson again, he's turned into Jamar Chase in the last 2 weeks. With Marvin Harrison Jr. out, he's had 33 targets. He's turned it into 25 receptions and over 300 yards, and has had back-to-back top 10 receiver finishes.
Is Marv not going to be back this week?
Well, here's the thing. Here's why I want to see him, because I think if Marvin Harrison's back, I think Michael Wilson's wide receiver 1 now.
No, he isn't. That's
I think
just
he
not
is.
correct.
I think he is. He is.
Well, Michael Wilson.
For someone who's supposed to be so good, Marvin Harrison Jr. has only had 3 top 10 finishes in a year and a half. Michael Wilson's had 2 back-to-back. You've got to keep
you can
giving
also
him.
make the argument that Michael Wilson's had 2 in 2.5 years. So he's been there. This is his 3rd season. He's been there the entire time and hasn't been able to pull it together.
He's never had the wide receiver 1 opportunity that he's had, and he's taken it and he's run with it.
Wide receiver 1 before Marv turned up.
It's the Shadur Sanders problem, isn't it? He's done well, so he gets the job. Monganai did well, so he gets more touches. Michael Wilson's done
right back.
Rico Dowdle did well, gets the job. Michael Wilson needs the job. Give him the job.
No,
for my fantasy teams, please give him the job.
Go back to, all right, you're wishing this into existence.
You should though.
Marv, come on, Marv. It's time to show yourself.
No, Marvin Harrison Jr. only exists for PI penalties. That's all he's good for.
H.
I've gone with John Mechie, who I think everyone's probably going to be picking up on waiver wires, but he's had 2 really good weeks for the Jets now, and he's showing that he's actually really reliable.
I don't even know who he plays for anymore. So.
Yeah. No, so he got traded from the Eagles to the Jets. I actually think the Jets have kind of picked up 2 wide receivers that maybe weren't like system fits where they were, with Anodyne, Mitchell, and Mechie, and both of them are doing okay. Like, they look okay. It probably helps that they've got a quarterback that's happy to throw the ball as well. But yeah, I just think Mechie's played quite well. So I've just gone there for that one to see if it carries on. I was a big fan of Mechie, as you 2 know. I was a massive fan of him coming out of Alabama. So yeah, I like him. See how it goes.
And running back.
Cool. Me. Oh yeah.
I am fairly sure Pete was just talking to you.
Sorry. Well, no, you just threw out. He didn't say my name. I've gone Devon Neal. Kamara's out. He's going to be RB1. Could potentially land it for the rest of the season if he plays well, and he's got a nice matchup against Dolphins. So yeah, Devon Neal.
What's up with Kamara? Is he concussed?
No, it's a knee sprain.
No, it's a knee.
He's got a knee sprain.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
they've said no. They've actually said there's a chance he plays this week, but with a knee sprain, it's unlikely, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah,
it's not finally done to prove me right from 2 years ago when I said he was done.
The books are saying that Baker Mayfield may play this week, but he's sprained his shoulder. Like, you can say it all you like, it doesn't mean it's going to happen.
So it's not his throwing shoulder though; it's just his landing shoulder. So as long as he doesn't get knocked to the ground, he'll be all right.
Yeah.
Go on, Ian.
Yeah, my running back's Kareem Hunt, believe it or not. Following a week where he had 30 carries, he gets a Thanksgiving. He had 30 carries. He gets a Thanksgiving matchup against the Cowboys, who will be on a high after shutting down Saquon. But that volume allowed Hunt to get his first 100-yard game of the season. So I want to see if he can back it up with another strong game and maybe get his 5th touchdown in a row.
Yeah, I've gone with Jonathan Taylor, which is not particularly wild, but I mean, you already mentioned it in a great
come
game.
Up that one, mate.
I just want to watch the Colts smash your Texans
from the depths.
But it's more his usage, because I don't think they used him enough on Sunday, from what I could tell. And like I say, I wasn't here. I didn't watch the game. I didn't have access to it. But all of the things I've read since were not complimentary of Shane Steichen's game plan and the way we went about things in the second half. So it'd be interesting to see. Like, Jonathan Taylor is the key to that offense. It's like, and the Texans have just proven that their defense is legit. So against Josh Allen, and I think I want to see them giving him the ball and go back to leading with that, because I think that's the way we're gonna continue this run to the playoffs. Tight end.
Yeah,
Good call last week. Was it Hunter Henry last week?
No, Hunter Henry was someone that I considered. It was actually Mason Taylor, which wasn't a good call.
Oh, okay. You should have just said yeah.
Yeah, I should have.
Nobody will remember. Set you up nicely there. Go, yeah, I said Hunter Henry. He had a great game.
But this week, we've got to have him once a year, haven't we?
No, not going to happen.
Got to have him once a season, and this week feels like a good week to back him. Taysom Hill is going off this week. Kamara went off against the Falcons. Taysom Hill got 10 rushing attempts and had his second highest snap count of the season. They are playing against the Dolphins, who rank 30th against tight ends and bottom half against QBs and RBs. So wherever you want to play him, he's got a good matchup. So this could be a week where Taysom sees a lot of game time as Kellen Moore tries to come up with a bit of a game plan for those tricky plays that Alvin Kamara usually does, where Taysom Hill can fill the gap. And with Devin Neal being more of a between the tackles runner than Kamara, that opens the doors for Taysom to do some funky stuff.
So what you're saying is that everybody's going to throw the rest of their fab at Devin Neal tonight in hopes of having a league winner, and what's actually going to happen is Devin Neal's going to get the ball like 8 times at the weekend and Taysom Hill's going to take over.
Yeah.
You also realise Devin Neal got targeted 7 times on Sunday, right?
That's all right. But I'm doing tight ends. I'm doing tight ends, aren't I?
Okay. All right.
It's not Ian's running back in a week, is it?
No, it's gadget player of the week.
Go on, H. Who's your kicker?
Kicker.
Kicker, I've gone Chris Boswell this week. So, yeah, number 4 kicker on the year. He's played pretty well. I think maybe 1 missed field goal so far. But he's in the Steelers games, they've only not given him the opportunity to kick a field goal, which was last week and week 3. They've always been field goals. And against the Bills, I think there's going to be a chance that there's going to be quite a lot of field goals attempts, because I think especially if Rodgers is out, like they may stall in the red zone. So I've gone Chris Paul as well. He's also a reliable boot as well. So
I think if Rodgers is out, they get nowhere near field goal range.
Well, no, because the Bills secondary have got they've got Harrison might be out. They've got the safety who hurt himself. They've got the linebacker Bernard's out. Like they've got a lot of injuries, the Bills. So there is a chance.
The Steelers haven't got anyone who can do any damage in the secondary. That like all of their players start on the line. They're either running backs or tight end. So
they just do jumbo packages. Keep running.
You don't need a secondary to play against the Steelers. Right, defense-wise, I went with the Lions last week, and Jameis Winston let me down badly. So
badly,
Jameis Winston, who was incredible, by the way, and helped me win in one of our dynasty leagues with just a brilliant performance. But I was counting on 3 interceptions to go with all of the positive scores he put up. Lions only managed 4 points on defense. This week, I'm going with the Seahawks. I've got 4 very valid points. They are at home to the Vikings. They are at home to the Vikings. And they are at home to the Vikings. But finally, it's a Sam Darnold revenge time. It's very clear to me that the Seahawks love Sam Darnold. Like the locker room loves him. Everyone backs him. It's like they are going to be all out to win this game and to do everything they can on both sides of the ball to show the Vikings what they're missing with Sam Darnold. And I think on the defensive side of the ball, it's going to be a case of making the Vikings offense look as poor as possible. We've already talked about that's possibly not even going to be JJ McCarthy, might be someone off the street. might just be some rookie that wasn't even good enough to get drafted above Shadir Sanders. So, and I think the Seahawks are legit, and if they are legit anywhere, they're going to be legit at home. So I just don't see any way. It's not a particularly bold take. I just don't see any way that they don't win this game comfortably and make it very uncomfortable for the Vikings.
Does anyone know where Josh Dobbs is right now?
Isn't he like
San Fran, isn't he?
Is he still
I
there?
was going to say the Chiefs. Isn't he? I will quickly
You're
look it up.
probably right, actually. He left San Fran, didn't he?
He's somewhere.
Because it's Mac Jones is San Fran.
He's in New England.
Yeah, he's a Patriot.
So it won't be him then.
Unless he's on the practice squad. Is he on the official depth chart?
He's on the yeah.
Yeah. No,
I don't care enough to go that deep, mate.
Right, we have got quite a lot to get through if we're going to talk about these games this week. So let's make it quick. We've got Thanksgiving, 3 games we've already talked about, possibly the best Thanksgiving slate, at least on paper, that we've had in my time that I can remember watching football. So fair play to the schedule makers actually giving us some decent games to watch. First up, Packers at Lions. The Lions are a 2.5 point favorite, and I don't see how they don't comfortably cover that.
Yeah, but we did this first week of the season, didn't we? And the Packers levered them.
Yeah, I don't know. They're just not. And I feel like this was a Thanksgiving game a few years ago, and the Packers came out and did the same thing. They beat them, or they beat the Cowboys, or they beat someone. So anything can happen, but I think the Lions at home, 2.5 points doesn't seem like enough because I just don't think the Packers have got the firepower to keep up with them.
No, I agree. I do think that we all backed the Lions in week 1. There's no reason why we wouldn't back the Lions again now because there was the early season highs of the Packers. They're going to go all the way. They're amazing. They beat the Lions, and they've had some inconsistency, should we call it?
Yeah,
of late. So the Lions all the way here.
And it feels like an important game as well. You've got the Packers sat there at 7-3-1. The Lions are 7-4. I'm not sure the Lions can afford to go 7-5.
No, especially in division as well.
Yeah,
This would be another divisional win for the Packers if the Lions were to lose, and that would really put them under the gun.
I'm going Lions.
I'm going to say we're all waiting for you to say something. You're like, nope, he's not saying anything.
Nope.
Okay.
You said I got to go quick.
Second up, Chiefs at Cowboys. What a game for the Cowboys coming back from 21 points down. I really enjoyed that. Really enjoyed it. I know nobody likes the Cowboys, but surely we like them more than the Eagles so at this point.
Yeah, I don't like the Cowboys, but I like the Eagles even less.
I suddenly realised at the weekend, and it might have had something to do with the Colts playing the Chiefs, that I want nothing to do with the Eagles and the Chiefs in the postseason. I'm all for, if it's not the Colts, I'll get over it. But I'm all for fresh new faces in the Super Bowl. I don't want to see the Eagles or the Chiefs there.
Well, do you want my hot take on this? I would rather watch the Chiefs in the playoffs than the Eagles.
That's a hot take. It's a little bit surprising for you.
For me personally, it's a hot take because as much as I despise the Chiefs, they play much better football than the Eagles. The Eagles just bore me to death.
Yeah,
you love the tush push as well, don't you? It's your favourite play.
There is an element of that, but even if you take the tush push out of it, the Eagles are pretty boring.
Yeah,
it's effective. It wasn't this week, but it's generally effective. And he gets results. It's like when Chelsea won the league on a string of 1-0s under Jose Mourinho. It's effective, but no one wants to watch it.
Did you see the guy in Philadelphia? Sorry, did you see the guy in Philadelphia that called the FBI about a terrorist threat and then said it was the Philadelphia OC? I was like, come on.
They're a weird set of fans in Philadelphia. The Chiefs are 3-point favorite, which surprised me a little bit. I realise that you, as a bookie, you've got to cover the fact that loads of people are just going to see the Chiefs and go, "Oh, we'll back on that. We'll pile on that." But I don't know. In Dallas, on a short week with the Cowboys coming off that win, feels a bit like it's set up for another Cowboys win to me. And then maybe I'm getting a bit carried away.
Yeah,
I do think it's the Chiefs. I think the Cowboys put absolutely everything into that comeback against the Eagles, and I think they will struggle this week because of that.
You don't think the Chiefs had to put everything into beating us in overtime?
Not really, no.
No, right. Thanks, appreciate that. And last but not least, for those of us who stay up long enough, and I have booked Friday off work to make sure I can watch Joe Burrow. We've got the Bengals at the Ravens, and the Ravens are a 7-point favorite going into it. I don't think the Ravens are that good.
I am back in the Bengals.
Yes, that's what I want to see.
What is going on this week?
We are winning by a field goal.
The one thing I would say is I don't think Lamar doesn't look 100%, or he doesn't look right. He just definitely doesn't look right. So your QB play is definitely going to be at least on a par with the Ravens, I think. What would you say to over and under 15 targets for Jamar Chase? Would you say the over or the
over? Jamar Chase 15 plus targets. Chase Brown 10 plus targets. Mike Gesicki 8 plus.
I think it'd be a big game for Chase Brown.
Chase
Brown's I think we did the Chase Brown a couple of weeks ago, but he's a potential game day captain for Thursday. Especially since it's the last game. Let's leave it all till last. Come flying up the table from nowhere. H, are you with Ian? Are you back in the Bengals?
No. I just think the defense of the Bengals is just too bad to back them. And when you've got Derrick Henry in the team against bad defenses, I think he'll just run over them. Sorry, mate.
The thing is, our run D has actually been pretty okay the last few weeks.
Pretty okay. It says everything I need to know.
No, really. It's anything outside the numbers is where we really struggle. I think
done as well.
I'm calling it now.
Derrick Henry is not done.
I think we'll bottle Derrick Henry up this week. I think it's a big week for Lamar, but I think we'll bottle him up.
Could be an Isaiah Likely game. That's my prediction.
Ooh, okay.
Isaiah Likely gets 2 touchdowns.
You really need that.
No, I don't. I don't put Isaiah Likely anywhere. But Isaiah, I need Zay Flowers, and it's just not going to be Zay Flowers because I don't think there actually is a Zay Flowers game. I don't think that fully exists. He's one of those players that you get to the end of the year and go, yeah, he was like wide receiver 22, and you're like, how? He didn't have one good game all year. Right, that's Thanksgiving, and then Black Friday we've got the Bears at Eagles. Eagles are a 7-point favourites, which surprised me a little with the Bears record and how they do find their way into one score games so much.
I would take the Bears on that spread. I think it'd be way closer than 7 points. The Bears are playing some really good football and they're good defensively as well. So
yeah, I think the Bears will lose, but I think they'll keep it within a touchdown.
Yeah, I agree with that.
It does feel like I'm going to be sat there on Friday. I mean, I've got no particular affinity to the Bears, but I don't want the Eagles to get very far, so I'm going to be supporting the Bears. But it feels like we're going to be sat there just being disappointed on Friday, and like I say, they'll probably play better than the Eagles and somehow lose to a blocked field goal or something similar. The big game of the weekend on Sunday, 6:00, Colts at Texans, 4.5-point favorite going into Houston. That's what having the MVP does for you.
So, you are 4.5-point favorite, yeah.
But yeah, it surprised me a little bit, if I'm honest.
No, it doesn't surprise me. Like the Colts are playing some good stuff. I think the game will come down to Jonathan Taylor, and that's honest. I think defensively we are very strong, but I think if we keep Taylor low, we stand a chance. And our defense is keeping us in every game we play in at the minute. So yeah.
Is
Um,
CJ Stroud back this week?
he should be. Apparently, he was. If we had played Sunday this week rather than Thursday, they think he would have passed protocol. He's still in protocol, but that's because we've not had the first training session of the week where he has to go through the contact period of the concussion protocol, basically.
See,
But
this is what I don't understand, right? So they're saying that he could have passed protocol for Sunday if they were playing Sunday.
Yeah.
But he's not passed it yet, and it's now Tuesday. Why didn't they just pass him before Sunday?
because it's to do with being able to take the contact. So the last stage of the concussion protocol, I believe, is taking contact. And if you haven't proved to the league,
they wouldn't have had a contact practice on the Friday, would they?
Yeah, and then
Right.
so we would have had the contact practice on the Friday, and we've not had a practice yet this week because it'll be now.
I answered my own question.
Yeah, so I think him and
How-
Jalen Petrie should be back.
How do you prove you can take contact? Do you have to run through one of those gladiator style like gauntlets
No
where
idea.
you've got to run past 4D line where they're all trying to knock you out? If you get to the end and you remember your date of birth, you're free to play.
Do you remember Gladiators?
Did you guys see that video I sent of Jameis running through the running back
Yeah,
drills?
I've seen it before.
Yeah.
It's class that. Is it that? Do you have to run through that and then be like,
No.
I'm CJ Stroud. This is where I was drafted.
This is my postcode.
Do you remember the Gladiators where you had to run past 4 gladiators and they'll just throw you over the side?
That's what I just said.
Oh, yeah. That I don't know. I have no idea how.
I like the fact you just said, "Do you remember Gladiators?" As if it's not currently on TV.
Like the proper Gladiators, not this rubbish stuff nowadays.
You mean the one with John Fashanu?
Yeah.
That one.
With the old boy, Gladiators ready. That one.
Yeah, brilliant. Okay, what do you reckon, Ian? Colts, Texans. Where's your money?
Yeah, my money is on the Colts.
Nice. You changed your tune since the beginning of the year.
No. At least I'm not bitter.
I think it's a big game for us because if we win that, I think the South's over. We've got enough games where I think we can win. We can go and win that. But if we lose that, you're only one game behind us. Jags are either one behind us or level with us.
They play the Titans this week as well.
Yeah, so they're going to go on. They're going to come level with us, and all of a sudden, it's all looking a lot tighter than it should have been when we had a 4-game lead not that long ago. Right, Sunday night football. My hope for everyone in the UK is that nobody gets carried away and stays up for Sunday night football. Just don't do it. It's not needed. Watch a bit of Thanksgiving, have a nice weekend, and then get to bed. I get to bed after Red Zone on Sunday and wake up and don't even watch the game in 40. Just watch the 6-minute highlights because that's all you'll need of Broncos at Commanders. Broncos are a 6.5-point favorite. That game is not going to be great.
No, I don't think. Well, it won't be great, but asking for 6.5 points is a lot in a bad game. So
yeah.
Do you think the Commanders will keep it close? No. You take the Commanders on that spread.
I do because I just don't. I think it'll just be messy. So I wouldn't be betting anything on this game. I would be staying as far away from it. Don't watch it. Don't bet on it. I think it's just going to be a bit of a messy watch, to be honest.
I think the Broncos are way too strong, in my opinion. But I think the Commanders' defense is not as good as the Broncos' defense. I think the Broncos will have a lot of the ball. I think they'll win comfortably.
I just don't. Do you know what? I don't. This weird thing with Bo Nix where I don't trust him to put away bad teams. I feel like when his back's against the wall, he finds another level, but I just don't trust him to go out and. He should be at a level now where he's going out on Sunday, throwing 3 touchdowns in the first half and going, that's dead. And I just don't think he's got it in him. Monday night might be worth staying up for if Jameis plays because it's just fun times. Although Jackson Dart also pretty fun. Giants at Patriots. Patriots are, out of all the teams we talked about, the biggest favourite, 7.5-point favourite at home to the Giants. The Patriots must have the easiest schedule that anyone has ever seen. Because every week it feels like they're playing someone that they should beat comfortably without playing that well. and this week it's the Giants' turn.
I think the Patriots will win, but I think it'll be closer than 7.5 points. I think the Giants will keep it competitive, regardless of who's at QB.
The Giants are
I
finding
actually
a
think
way
if
of
it's
getting
Jackson,
against both.
if it's Jackson Dart, I think the Giants will win.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I like this. I like this bold take, Ian.
I know. What have you done with the real Ian?
Ian's had his turkey. He's had his Thanksgiving turkey early and got all excited about week 13. He's going for it.
I think it's like Bengal season's done, so I don't care anymore. I'm just going to start saying random stuff, see what's really on my mind. If Jackson Dart plays, the Giants win.
Jackson Dart should play, really. That was concussion as well. They're not playing until Monday night.
Should do, theoretically, if you can run the gauntlet.
Cool. Yeah. Right. The touchdown treble last week, it was Kenneth Walker to score a 20-yard touchdown, which he had a pretty good game, Kenneth Walker. It took his limited cap.
He did, actually.
Yeah.
Apart from the fact he has 0 goal line work.
Yeah, that's why he was going to score a 20-yard touchdown. You clearly weren't listening, were you, H? So
I did listen.
That was the thought process. But unfortunately, he didn't score a 20-yard touchdown, so that bet was done. Ian went with Hunter Henry against the Bengals. Great shout. He got that. And H went for the shoe-in that was Derrick Henry against the Jets, and that came through too. So I apologise, lads. I let you down. I will be better this week, although I've just reread my prediction and maybe I won't be better because I'm not even sure I think it's going to happen. Who wants to kick us off? Go on, H. Choose your guaranteed.
No, I want to hear yours now.
I'm going with K. Dotton against the Cardinals. So I believe Baker's got a chance of playing, but this was more a case of if Teddy Bridgewater or some bloke off the street has to play, I feel like tight end is one of those positions where he's like, I mean, K. Dotton's getting the targets anyway. He's involved in the offense. He's had 41 receptions this year without a touchdown, so he's due. We're at that point of the year where tight ends are due. We've played this game before and it's worked well. And they are playing the Cardinals, who, if you haven't noticed, the Cardinals are giving up on average. I did a bit of maths, and they're giving up 87 points a week at the moment to random teams. Or at least it feels like that. They are giving up points every time somebody wants to go forward. So I fully expect the Bucs to get 4 or 5 touchdowns this week, and I think K. Dotton will get one of them.
Well, I was going to go with Mark Andrews.
With K. Dotton?
No. I was going to go with Mark Andrews, but then I went against the Bengals last week with Hunter Henry. So I'm going to double down on Taysom Hill.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I like that.
And we'll get some decent odds on this one this week.
Oh yeah, this is heading. Even H is like H is about to say, I don't know, Jameer Gibbs or something. And
Christian McCaffrey. No.
Come on, H, who have you got, mate?
I've gone Khalil Shakir for the Bills against the Steelers. So
okay.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, we haven't hit on one of these properly. We did hit on that one that didn't really count a few weeks ago. We haven't hit on one of these properly. If we hit on this one this week, that'll make up for all of the ones that we've got wrong.
Yeah, it probably will. Yeah.
So this is it. This is the week to believe in us. If you're listening now and you think, I've got a $5, I could buy that coffee on my way to work, or I could back this touchdown treble and have coffees for the next month. That's what you want to do.
We are now 12 of 12, so
yeah. No, 11 of 12. You can't count the one though where we got 1 out of 3, but the other 2 didn't play.
Oh, okay, yeah, fair enough. Fair dues.
Right. Anything else anybody wants to talk about before I wrap it up?
No.
What's your Thanksgiving meal of choice on Thursday? Do you get involved in that? Are you bothered?
I am eating a Thanksgiving meal, but I'm not cooking it.
I didn't suggest you were. What?
It'll be turkey.
Turkey. Nice.
H. Pizza
I don't
Hut.
really have it. Yeah, I don't really have any.
Sorry, they've closed our local Pizza Hut. It's a travesty.
Close. Which Pizza Hut?
The
Trafford
retail?
Park. Yeah.
No
Have they?
way.
It's gone. It's gone.
Why?
If anyone's
they doing
still
with that
with
space?
us at this point,
Yeah. If you're still with us and you don't live in Urmston, maybe we should take this conversation off air.
yeah,
We'll
we should have opened with this. Really, we should have started the show with this devastating piece of news.
I'm going to wrap it up. I'm going to wrap it up now, and there's going to be people messaging afterwards going, where's the Pizza Hut in Urmston gone? What's happened? I didn't hear the rest of that conversation. If you have listened this long, we appreciate it, as always. We love you all. Thanks for listening. As always, check out our socials at JMD Pod, at JMD Podcast on TikTok, and subscribe and share on YouTube. We will be back for week 14 when effectively, well, it's the last week of the regular season for the fantasy season, so it all gets very serious next week.